All right, guys, good morning. You are watching episode 2 of the Cashman's Playbook. We're on Saturday, January 28th. So I'm going to try to knock this out in 15 to 20 minutes for you so you can get your plays in. Become a member, become a Picks member, a subscriber at TheCashmanwins.com. Follow me on Twitter at TheCashmanWins. And please like, subscribe, share this video wherever you're viewing it from. It really does help. So let's go ahead and get into the games. 3-0 last week in college basketball on the inaugural episode. So let's try to match that again this week. Let's start out with the NFL big weekend, championship weekend. We're going to decide who will be in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Cincinnati at Kansas City. We're going to have a subscriber play on this one, so you'll have to become a Picks member to get that information. Like I said, go to TheCashmanwins.com. Several options there for less than $2 per week. You can get a lifetime pass right now for $159. That's regularly $399, and that offer is good through Sunday at midnight, Sunday night. So let's talk about the other game, the NFC Championship game, San Francisco at Philadelphia. Before that, we have several futures in play for this weekend with these final 4 teams. We gave out Cincinnati plus 2,000 to win the Super Bowl prior to the season. In season, we added Kansas City plus 1,000 to win the Super Bowl around the time Kansas City lost to Indianapolis. So books were down on them a little bit. We also have Philly versus Kansas City as a potential Super Bowl matchup at plus 1,000. And then finally, we have the 49ers to win the NFC at plus 950. So to maximize everything, we're hoping for a 49ers Bengals Super Bowl with a Cincinnati win. If we're going to get probably the max at what we've got available out there right now in our futures market, but it looks good. We look like we're going to make some money here on that. As for the game, Philadelphia, 2.5-point favorite, pretty much across the board at my last look around 9 a.m. this morning. Going to be unseasonably warm, it looks like, in Philadelphia, low 50s and sun for this one in late January. You couldn't ask for better weather on the East Coast. My gut tells me here that Philly is the play at minus 2.5. But I could see San Francisco making it close as well. I could see, I could really see Philly. I could see Philly blowing them out. I could see San Francisco making it close. This is a tough game. You look at the 49ers, Dallas, really good on defense last week, but Dak Prescott could not hold up his end on offense. Brock Purdy for the 49ers. He didn't look great, but he managed the game versus Dallas. 49ers did not run the ball particularly well against a good Dallas defense. This is a pretty good Eagles pass defense, but they are not a great run defense. Philly holds teams to under 200 yards passing. I think average around 175 to 180 passing yards allowed per game, but they allow nearly 5 yards per carry at home. So that's something to watch. Philly, a very good run team on offense, playing a very good San Francisco run defense here. If Philly is running the ball with Hurts, that's going to open up the run game for Sanders, Gainwell. I think that's going to be a long day for San Francisco. But if the Eagles can average 4.5 yards per carry, I think the Niners are in trouble here. But if San Francisco can contain Hurts in the pocket, force him to be a passer, and then on offense, implement the strategies that Washington had earlier in the season to beat the Eagles, where you run, eat the clock, limit Philly's possession time, 49ers would have a chance there. And San Francisco is capable of doing that. You just never know about some of these coaches and coordinators these days. Some of these guys want to implement their plan versus what their team's strengths and what their opponent's weaknesses are. We lose a lot of bets, over a course of a year, backing teams that have a bad game plan and coaches that really don't seem to play to their team's strengths and their opponent's weaknesses sometimes. So I'm not going to have a play before the game. I think this is a good live bet situation. I'm going to watch a couple possessions, see if I can get a feel for this game, and then see if we can find a number that we like with some value as the game progresses. So no play now. You could probably tease Philadelphia 6 points, 7 points, up to 3 or so, and be okay. Like I said, I could see San Francisco getting blown out. I could see them covering. It's really tough. I have a hunch about the Cincinnati Kansas City game. Like I said, it's going to be a subscriber play, but this one here is going to be a wait and see and look for a live opportunity. So let's jump into college basketball. Like I said earlier, we went 3-0 in college basketball on the show last week. We'll try to match that this week, and we will start in state of Indiana. We have a lot of customers here. I'm in Indianapolis. 2 p.m. Northern Iowa at Indiana State. I'm an Indiana State graduate, my alma mater. Indiana State, a 6-point home favorite here. The home away averages for the season would say Indiana State here, but I'm going to back Northern Iowa at +6. You might be able to find a 6.5 out there as well. Indiana State, after a hot start, now coming back down to earth. That is kind of usual for this program. ISU has lost 5 in a row. 2 of those are 8 and 11-point home losses at Holman Center. Northern Iowa, they've won 3 straight. They've won 7 of 8 overall. They've covered in 5 of their last 6 games. Northern Iowa has won 4 of their last 5 on the road, and they're now 8-3 in the Missouri Valley Conference, while Indiana State has now fallen to 6-5 in conference play after that hot start. So Northern Iowa has won the last 3 meetings. They won a 6-point contest last year in Terre Haute. I'm going to back them today at +6. I think they're playing the better ball right now. So I'll take Northern Iowa +6 at Indiana State as the first play today. Next game, this is a wait and see here. It's 3 p.m. UAB at Rice. Rice is a 3.5 point home dog, but UAB has the second leading scorer in the nation in Jordan Walker. He is questionable. He's missed the last few games. So I'm going to be following this one. If word comes down prior to tip that Walker will not play, this will be a play on Rice at +3.5. So I'm going to post an update on Twitter. Follow me at TheCashmanWins. If I get an update prior to this tip-off here, I'll let you know if this is going to be a play. I won't play it if Walker is going to play, and if I don't have any word on it, then we just won't be able to have a play on this one. So this is a wait and see, 3 p.m. Tip time, and I'll get back to you on Twitter regarding UAB at Rice. So let's move to the next one. We're going to go to 5 p.m. Eastern tip-off. Nicholls State at Incarnate Word. Incarnate Word, a 6.5 point home dog here. So that's something that catches my attention. Neither team particularly good on defense. Nicholls State, you look at them, 0-4 against the spread, their last 4 versus a team with a winning home record. 4-9 against the spread on the road this season. You look at Incarnate Word, 4-0 against the spread their last 4 games, and 7-1 against the spread their last 8 following a win. They're all coming off of a win in their last game. You look at the home and away stats and the last 5 numbers. Both are key things for me in capping college basketball, both in Incarnate Word's favor. I am going to back Incarnate Word +6.5 as a home dog this afternoon. 6 p.m., we'll go to our next game, North Florida at North Alabama. 6 p.m. Eastern, North Alabama, a 2.5 point favorite. I like North Alabama here at home. North Alabama shooting nearly 50% at home this season. North Florida allowing over 49% shooting on the road. They're allowing 83 points per game in road contests this year. North Alabama, they've won 3 straight, including 18 and 16-point home wins. And then North Florida, 0-8 against the spread their last 8 road games, and they lost 5 straight on the road. They haven't covered 2.5 points in any of those games. I think too much offense in the end from North Alabama. I will back them at -2.5 points, and this will also be a subscriber play. So we're going to take North Alabama -2.5. And then a game of interest for a lot of us who came to know each other from the Dan Dockett Show, where a lot of us are Indiana basketball fans. 8 p.m. tonight, Ohio State is at Indiana in Bloomington at Assembly Hall. The Hoosiers are 4.5 point favorites. I don't bet on IU a lot as a fan. Now, I can be objective, and I know when there's spots to back them and to fade them. But as ugly as that win last game was for Indiana against Minnesota, I think IU overcame a lot of things in that game, maybe grew up a little bit. We'll find out for sure tonight. With the head coach, Mike Woodson, out the last game, then playing in a building they don't play particularly well historically in Minnesota, and then a coach filling in for Coach Woodson, who probably had no business being on the sidelines running a game. IU overcame that. Lydon was not pretty by any means, but they overcame it. They got a big win. I think it's maybe a character win for this team, and hopefully something to build on going forward. I don't think the IU teams over the last few seasons would have normally won that game. So I was impressed with that. I was expecting an ugly game. I wasn't necessarily expecting IU to pull that one out. Glad they did. So like I said, I think this is a team coming into its own after a midseason slump, maybe buying into their own early season hype after that a big win over North Carolina. Indiana shoots over 50% in Assembly Hall. They hold opponents to 38% shooting in Bloomington. And this is not one of the better Ohio State teams. 3-6 in the Big Ten, 1-5 on the road. I think if Indiana comes in ready to go, they should cover the spread. Home team is 12-2 against the spread in the last 14 meetings here. So I'm going to back Indiana at home tonight, -4.5. to get it done here. Okay. So a few of you did email me. I said to email me if you had questions on some other games. I'm actually going to email you back here later about those games. I want to keep this broadcast under 15 minutes or so if possible. So you can get your info, get your bets placed. I will actually contact you about those games that you had in question that you wanted me to go over. So to my pick subscribers who have access to my computer projections that I also post, pay attention. When you look at the sheet, pay attention to the final version when I announce it on the website that the computer projections are final. The teams in black bold type, the teams that made my short list, not necessarily always picks, but those games in black bold, 24-10 against the spread in January. So I think I calculated that's like 70%. So those are the games that made to my final process of capping, and some maybe fell off after one final step of research. But if you blindly bet those in January, you were 24-10. I don't recommend blindly betting anything, but something for you to follow and keep track of. So let's recap what we have in college basketball this week. We're going to subscriber play in the NFL. We'll have a subscriber play for Cincinnati at Kansas City. Nothing on the 49ers game. So for college basketball recap, we're going to take Northern Iowa +6. You might be able to find a 6.5 out there at Indiana State. We're going to take Incarnate Word +6.5 at home to Nicholls State. We'll take North Alabama -2.5 at home, playing North Florida. That's going to be a subscriber play as well. And then we're going to back the Hoosiers tonight at home, -4.5 hosting Ohio State in Bloomington. So if you want to become a pick subscriber, get everything that I send out during the week, post for customers, go to TheCashmanwins.com. Several affordable options there to become a Picks member. You can get all sports for 1 year, $55, or take advantage of our deal of the week, 2 years, all sports, just $68. That's regularly $149. Again, that's at the website, TheCashmanwins.com. Please follow on Twitter at TheCashmanWins, and please hit the like and subscribe button and share wherever you are viewing this from. It really does help out. So good luck today. Enjoy the games. I'll see you next Saturday. Enjoy the football tomorrow. We'll be doing this again next Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I am out of here later, guys. Enjoy your day.